Happy Halloween! Hello, everyone.
Hello, happy Halloween.
Welcome to the Professor Geek Halloween stream. We are both crammed into my little office here, so it's going to be a little difficult. Also, I don't know if you can hear me because of my mask. Let me get off of this. Oh, you like to see the live though, don't you?
No, I don't like to see the live. I like StreamYard.
You like StreamYard.
Yes, I love StreamYard.
So we're going to have that white glow on us.
Oh, okay.
But,
well, it makes me look like more like Morticia.
Look more like Morticia. That's fine. Okay, we're going to be a little more fleshed out than normal on my stream.
Well, no, you could go back to YouTube. You go back to YouTube.
It's totally up to you. Mm-hmm. You're the lovely lady in the room here.
I can see myself just fine. You go back. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. You'll see it in a second. It won't be so. So I don't know if you guys can hear me very well with the mask, but it was just such a cool find. We just paid for the wedding, and we wanted to do costumes, but we couldn't afford much. Like last year, we had the whole get up Jack Sparrow. That wig cost a lot too, and stuff and wig and everything. So I went to the Spirit of Halloween store. She said, "I trust you, just whatever." Because originally I thought Gomez and Morticia, but classic Gomez and Morticia, not the Tim Burton one, Carolyn Jones and John Astin. But this is ridiculously pricey right now because of the Tim Burton thing. So I found this Jack Sparrow T-shirt and mask, and I kind of put together her Morticia look there a little bit, and worked out. So anyway, happy Halloween! Hope you guys are having a good one. Oh, man, your forehead is bigger than usual. Oh, sorry, it was the mask. We're gonna tell some stories on you. Mic. There.
We go. How is audio? Because I can't hear it from the other side.
Oh, that's right. Sound Engraver likes to have confirmation on audio. You guys know that about Sound Engraver. So you tell us how it sounds. But welcome everybody. Good group in here. Comic Skater, Alec Purdue, Big Al is in the house. Mr. D-Man, Andre Hernandez, Nathaniel Ball. Yeah, Jack Skellington. No, I was Jack Skellington this year. Last year I was Jack Sparrow.
Oh, 2 Jacks. That's right.
Yeah, 2 Jacks. That's right.
Mm-hmm. Good. Audio's good.
Good.
Audio's okay.
Batman said, "Am I giving a toast on this thing, or is it just the two of you?" We will be telling the story of your toast. Don't worry. Good. Audio sounds good. So
good.
You confirmed and everything.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Where do we start? I guess I'll welcome the chat first before we get into, because we didn't talk about the wedding on either of our streams because we just wanted to do that together. So, let's see. Lynn Green says you're gonna check it out tomorrow. Samuel Proctor, good to see you there. Coffee. Divinital Kayan. If people haven't welcomed yet.
Andreas Hernandez.
Imaginative Hobbyist, welcome.
Comic Skater.
Dwayne Asher. So yeah, we're talking about Five Nights at Freddy's. I never watched that. I never got into like the whole original thing. It was like the children's game or whatever. So yeah, I don't know about the movie. Al would be the one to ask about that. I think he's seen it and probably posted a review.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I did see that in my feed.
So I'll put the mask on occasionally here and there, but I don't think you can hear me very well with it on. Private Eye said, "If she's Morticia, you need to say the thing, man." What's the thing?
What's the thing?
Tish, that word. It drives me crazy when you speak French. You guys don't get to see all that though. Stop there. Dread Pirate Bromando, nice name. Fizzochio Corner, good to see you there. Yeah, I hope you guys had a good Halloween. You guys do anything interesting? Fanman said, "Michael, you have a fine, lofty forehead, like our beloved Poe. Embrace if you're also tall." I do, and I am tall. I'm tall.
You're also tall. Slightly taller than Fanman.
Fanman
just slightly.
Didn't like that. I don't know if I don't think I was slightly taller than you because we stood up together in the tuck shoes, which are the identical shoes. I don't think I was that much taller than you. But
let's just say the diplomatic thing that you were the same height.
We were the same height.
Same height.
But no, I do when I'm teaching Poe and talking about phrenology and his belief in phrenology, I talk about how, the large forehead meant intelligence. So
it's true.
I would make a good Poe one of these years. I'd have to do the mustache though. But my hair looks kind of like Poe in that.
We could do like a Victorian theme.
Nice. We could do that. Sounds good.
Fun.
It says snowing where you are. Wow. That's nice. That's a bit much right now. I wouldn't want snow for Halloween. I mean, I'd take it over hot and sweaty, but yeah.
We had some ridiculously hot weather the last 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
It actually made me angry. I was actually feeling angry at the idea.
She was texting me, "This is unacceptable.
This is gross. I don't feel well."
So yeah, the wedding was awesome. We do have some photos that we'll see which ones we want to show you guys. But of course, Sound Engraver was absolutely gorgeous. Could not have asked for a more beautiful bride.
Mm-hmm.
Do have a picture of she was walking down the aisle because I hadn't seen her in the dress at all. The first time I saw her was when she's, her dad's walking her down the aisle. And I remember just staring at her going, wow, wow. And I looked over at Fan Man. I was like, wow. And Fan Man's like, oh, I know.
Oh, so sweet.
And I got a picture of me just like gazing at her as she walking down the aisle. Very gorgeous.
I like how I went from white to black.
Yeah.
Like in 2 weeks, the white dress now to this black garb.
Yep. Night and day.
Mm-hmm.
Fan Man says, you haven't done Poe already? You'd be great. And like the guys in many Poe docs who look nothing like him. Yeah. I would make a good Poe with this haircut and everything too, I think. I have to do that. Yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas over here with the snow.
Oh, Big Al says Sound Engraver was a beautiful bride. Dress was gorgeous.
Yes, it was. She was just wow. Wow.
That dress was expensive. It ought to be gorgeous.
And she still is stunning. Wig, no wig, whatever.
And look, he's such a nice husband because he's letting me sit in his new office chair.
She gets the nice new office chair with the lumbar support and all of that. So, welcome, Slav. Good to see you there. I should be Stingy Jack next year, then Spring Heel Jack. Oh, all of the British Jack the Ripper. That'd be a hard costume to do. You wouldn't really, people would know who you were. Dr. Y, good to see you. Happy Halloween. So, I don't know. Are there any stories you want to tell before I jump into the meat of it?
You can jump in the meat of it, and then I'll just go along.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything right now.
It was an awesome ceremony. It was really beautiful. Fan Man and I were trying to figure out the tuxes and everything because, I wear these things all the time. I think we got those figured out. I look pretty darn sharp, as you guys saw. Of course, not as good as my dear Sound Engraver. I like Purdue. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Said, Prof, you could be Igor from Persona next year. Persona. I don't know that. What's Persona?
That sounds familiar, but I can't.
Yeah. Is that an anime thing? It's funny how Igor, anytime there's a Fritz-like character, an assistant to Dr. Frankenstein, they always name him Igor. But in the Universal films, that was Fritz. Igor was a pretty monstrous, twisted guy who was going against Dr. Frankenstein, had his own agenda. That was Bela Lugosi's character, who had they tried to hang him once, but it didn't take, so his neck healed awkwardly. That's why he was all hunchback and stuff. It was a fascinating character, but they always name Igor when they're really looking at Fritz characters. Video game series. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, wouldn't know that. So, I'm trying to think of where to go with this. Gorgeous wedding. We walked out and it was, we had the rehearsal the night before. And I don't know about you, but that rehearsal went by kind of quickly. And I didn't feel all that rehearsed. I
didn't feel prepared.
Yeah.
But then I was just ready to
be married
and be done with it.
Exactly. So we were walking out. Father Staples, our father priest, led us out, and it was him, and then Fan Man, and then me. And as we're getting there toward the back of it, suddenly Fan Man was asking me, and I didn't remember what to tell him. He's like, I forgot what we're doing here. Because he didn't know if he was supposed to stop and escort her sister down the aisle, or if we were going up first and then her sister goes down the aisle, which is what was supposed to happen. But so he was like, everybody's standing and watching us, and we're like, watching us go up. He's like, what are we doing here? I'm like, and he's like, is doing this little conversation down the aisle. But we made it there, and then all eyes were not on me anymore because wow.
I was telling I think a parent today for a student and her mom, I just don't like being at the center of the attention, which as a bride you kind of are. And but it was a lot of brides before me say that all you do focus is what's at the front, which is going to be your husband. And so that kind of melted away. I didn't, coming forward to the priest and to my husband, there was shawl. I didn't like, people around me just like blurred and just like disappeared. That's kind of what it felt like. And then as man and wife, when we came down, I was only thinking of the doors ahead, and we were done. Like that. And I didn't even see anyone. I wasn't looking at anyone. I kind of felt bad. I'm like, oh, yes, there are people here.
They're guests. They brought gifts.
Yeah. Very generous. Yeah. Definitely very generous.
Yeah, it was. But yeah, it's tunnel vision. I was just focused on her. I couldn't even see anybody else when it came up. Let me see about this picture there too that I can share. You mind if I share that one? That's
which one? Oh yeah.
Or
I was only seeing you there.
Or that one.
Oh, anyone. Which one?
We'll share this one here.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can. Now, if I share that, they're going to see the little things down there. Is that a problem? Or are you good?
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, this is the first time seeing most of these photos too myself.
I know. So Engraver looked at some of them. I present here.
Thank you, Astro Squirrel. Thank you. I think the Lord has blessed us both.
Absolutely. There we go. All right. That's me. Big cheesy grin. Just can't stop staring at her. Just wow. And so you can see some of her beauty from the front here in a second. But let me that smile was on my face the whole time. We just went to mass Saturday night. Our first mass back home after the honeymoon, and Father Staples was like, there's that newlywed grin. Hasn't left my face since. I'm going to stop sharing for a second. I'll see what you guys. I'm going to share. You guys were asking about Father Staples' beard. Big Al said, Father, priest had a mighty beard.
Yeah.
And there was a picture after the ceremony I'll get to, unless you want me to show one of these.
That was either of those are good, but the one before.
That one there?
You can kind of see his beard from there.
Okay.
Maybe there's a better picture, but that's a good picture too.
Then I'll show the one about me that Rob Movie Collection commented on.
Yes.
Let's see.
Yeah, I like your beard though too.
He's like a second order Franciscan, I think. So he's got a huge beard. Very, very nice. That's my gorgeous wife.
Can they see it? Because I don't know if you.
Yeah.
I think. Oh, perfect. Okay, good. I just wanted to see, just in case. Streaming.
I know. My oh so gorgeous wife.
Thank you. My handsome husband.
I'm looking for
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're on these. We better do these now. Okay.
We need to do this.
Okay.
Yep.
So here we are. We're about to exchange the rings. And the way the rings work is that we decided beforehand that I gave the rings to Fan Man. And he's probably in the chat now going, oh boy.
Here it comes, Fan Man. Here it comes.
It was great. He was perfect. Fan Man was the perfect best man. He included Al because Al couldn't be there and he wanted to be, included Al in the speech and everything. It was perfect. But we were doing this. So Fan Man had the rings and he was supposed to take them and put them in the bowl, I think, where Father was going to bless them with the holy water. And then Fan Man took them out of the bowl and then handed them to me, or the first one to me to put on her finger and so forth. Well, let me go to the picture. So here we are standing and we're waiting for Fan Man to get the rings. Then as I'm staring at Sound Engraver, suddenly I hear out behind me, ding,
ding, ding. And I saw the horror on his face. I saw because you didn't see his face. I got to see his face.
Not until now when I turned around. And I turned around and Fan Man is he's looking on the floor like he lost it for a second. Where the ring was.
Look at Father Staples.
I know Father Staples is checking too.
I'm so glad our photographer kept taking pictures.
I know. And he said, but my brother-in-law actually stepped around the pew and found it because apparently the ring had fallen to where it was like sitting on its end. So it was very, very hard to see. Plus it had just been blessed with holy water. So it was slippery. I totally get it, Fan Man. Totally get it.
And it was white gold on kind of a concrete floor. It's not his manly band is like a dark blue black.
Yeah, mine's easy to see.
So it's easy to see on the floor. Mine is just this real thin strip of white gold. So that was really hard to see.
But there I am patting him on the shoulders like, it's all right, Fan Man. He got it. But it was good. He finally had it. We're good to go. And then just beautiful vows. Wonderful.
Mm.
Wonderful.
That's a good picture. See, I'm seeing this for the first time.
Yeah,
We're just looking at each other.
Do you want me to oh, there's Fan Man also was the lector for us. There's
Yes.
Fan Man lecturing.
And he is so good at it.
Yeah.
He was perfect for the ceremony.
Perfect reader. Perfect Yes Man speech too. Get
yes.
to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Father blessing us there.
Mm-hmm.
This is yes, there's the kiss.
Can I mention that you step on my left foot before you kiss?
I was so eager to get in on the kiss that my right foot just like stepped on hers a little bit. I didn't care. I just grabbed her and pulled her in.
And so there, we have to probably explain what that little slit on the dress is.
Oh yeah.
It's not an open slit. I'm wearing these sleeves at first that can detach, and I decided to keep them on for the ceremony. But my one on the right arm just fell, I think, during our nuptial blessing.
Yeah.
And so it's just a sleeve we just, left on, obviously, for the ceremony.
But right there, the way it does look like she has like a slit down the side of her dress or something. Mm-hmm. She doesn't. She's modest.
Yes, I'm very modest.
Yeah, there's us walking down the aisle.
Very nice.
Very nice.
That's when I just didn't pay attention to anyone else. I was so like, yeah, we did it.
We did it.
We did it.
This big expensive party is
almost over.
Almost over. I'm going to stop sharing now just for a second because there's a bunch of like family photos. I want to share family and everything, but I will show some more here. I just want to get to them. It's Father and I.
And Father Staples is just a very kind, meek.
He really is.
Down to earth.
Yeah.
Such a very nice man.
Yeah. Father Staples is actually my spiritual director. So it was nice to have him do the ceremony. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, that'll show up there. Yeah, that's the three of us there. And got some photos. Got some really cool photos here that you're going to like the church here. Okay, yeah. Straightened up. Good. So look at her. She's just so gorgeous. Wow. Wow. I still look at these photos and I'm just blown away.
Aww. Well, you look very like he's handsome without his tux, but like when he went back to his street clothes to do cleanup or whatever.
Yeah, we were getting ready to go.
Nice, but you look super sharp in a tux.
She said, "I'm gonna miss that tux."
I will miss that tux, yeah. But we got the pictures.
Can always get it again.
Got the pictures.
There's the Fan Man and I.
Yeah.
And
they're the same height.
Yeah,
the same height.
That is the same height.
See?
Of course, I'm leaning over slightly, so probably got it. No, I'm just kidding.
And your hair is slightly taller.
My hair is a little taller.
Yeah.
But he's got a good tall Conan O'Brien thing going on there too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to find the one where we did include Big Al. Couldn't not include Big Al. Let me
Could not
include.
Could not.
Got some great ones. Me and my mother. Me and my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Really
very
great
nice.
Ones, all three of us.
Sister.
My sister and I, we posed one, and then we posed another one where we're doing like not touching you. She was. I don't know. Do you guys want to see my sister? You can see my sister. I don't know. Maybe
That's your sister.
I haven't shared it yet. I'll show you my sister. Who's
Oh, you didn't share it yet.
No.
Oh, sorry.
No, it wasn't shared.
I thought you were. There you go.
That's my sister. She's a pretty little thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not touching you.
Still act like third graders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the time. Oh, and Lister, thank you for the $9.99 super chat. So one time when I was a wee lad, I was a ring bearer for a wedding, and was as a reward I got Hulk hands for made the sound effects. Best present I ever got. Close second would be getting Sting. That's awesome. Sting
would be nice.
That's awesome.
The sword, yeah.
That's cool. That is cool. Let me get it to the one I'm looking for now, though.
The picture with Al?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can see it.
Yeah. Oh, that's the one. I do want to share this, though. This is funny. I posted some of these on my Facebook account. You guys know Rob's movie collection? He has his own channel. He's been doing some really cool Halloween stuff, too. Let me just shout him out, and I'll send a link to his channel in a second. But Rob's movie collection, he does really cool movie collection videos, haul videos, and he's a frequent guy in our streams and comment section. And he saw this on my Facebook, and he captioned it. He said, "Son, that's not a beard. This is a beard." Which was awesome. I'll share his link in a second once I'm done getting these photos.
Everyone has like a certain mannerisms when they're teaching.
Mhm.
So Father Staples, it sounds weird coming from a woman saying this, but like if I had a beard like that, I would always be just kind of doing this to my beard.
Yeah.
And when he's pensive or when he's pondering over something like pretty profound or whatever, he's always just like lightly just kind of brushing his beard from his chin like that. And it's like, that makes sense.
But he keeps it clean. It's not like, some of those gross beards and crumbs and stuff. No, it's impeccable. He does a good job with it. Let's share this. This was so Al couldn't be there, sadly. There'd been too much, trouble traveling, probably an overnight stay, and it was just too much. But I printed out a photo of him and we included him in the ceremony. So we got a nice picture of him. All three of us there, all holding the Al picture. And now you guys saw the picture because when Fan Man and I, we took a trip and went to see Al the day before the wedding, 2 days before the wedding, 2 days before the wedding. And, I posted that on the community tab so you can see all three of us, the Geek Stooges, all together, which was so great. But we got that. And then just Fan Man and I got the Geek Stooges at the wedding, which was very nice.
So, and we really did feel Al's presence.
Oh, yeah.
In the ceremony. It was just like, it was just tangible. Even at the reception, especially with Fan Man's best man speech.
Yeah. I think Fan Man had his wife record the speech. I think he thought she was going to do a live call with him so he could watch it, but it's better that she recorded it because now we have a recording of it. So sent it to him after that. It was nice. But yeah, the church is gorgeous. I'm sorry, I've been not paying attention to the comments there. Alec Purdue said you look great.
Oh, thank you. My Morticia costume or
I think he's talking about the
dress.
Wedding pictures.
Oh, thank you.
And Lister said your sister looks like one of the actresses from Friends. Which one? Rachel?
I don't know the names, but the Jennifer Aniston
That'd
one?
be Rachel, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I can see that too.
Yeah. So for priests, it's beards. For Australians, it's knives. Okay.
Don't know what that means.
Don't know what that means. Yeah, good to see Al's photo there. Other than that, I'll stop sharing for a second, and you can let me know what photos, just a photo or two of us, after the thing that you'd like to share. Oh, yeah,
sure. Yeah, lots of... Oh, yeah, the wind.
Oh, my gosh. There was a beautiful day. She took us... I'm not sharing that. It's not being shared.
It's okay.
She took us around the building and got photos because there's beautiful setting behind it. A nice October day, cool October day, but it was so windy. Yeah. And the way my hair looks, the way it's cut, it's like longer on the top. So when it blows, it almost looks like I've got a toupee and it's like about to blow off or something. And these were not good.
Yeah, that was a little hard. And I was getting cold. You could see how white my skin was getting. It was just so cold. That's a nice one.
Yeah.
We should show that one.
Okay.
That makes us look like a royal couple.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was kind of nice. We were walking down the hill to the reception. It was kind of weird. It was kind of surreal. After the ceremony, everybody went to the reception for like hors d'oeuvres and whatnot. And we stayed there for a few more photos. So then we drove in my little Icona car, which is a tiny little compact car, to the reception, but I had to stop and get gas and get you like a power bar or something. I
had to eat, because I knew we weren't really gonna eat after that.
Yeah. So it was weird, like stopping at a gas station, her in the front seat with her wedding dress, me going in, getting a power bar at 7-Eleven and pumping gas and everything.
We should tell a couple things. We should tell, like even really at this photo here, a couple things. Everyone's car was gone except mine. And so I love my car, but it is an old beater. Like it's a great old reliable car, but he's an old beater, and his name is Jace, if you were wondering. So I've got some problems that only I know. You know how if you have an old car, only you know the quirks. Like if you go to is it called valet parking or something? You don't really want to drop it off with them because they don't.
Before you drive it, I gotta explain a few things.
Yeah, and so it was kind of the same. Everyone's like, there were these not servers, but people who worked for the main owner of the property. And it was a sweet girl, probably just fresh out of high school. And she's like, oh, we're trying to move this car. I'm like, that's my car.
She forgot to.
And I forgot to move the car. And a couple of things, it's hard to turn on, but even worse, the front door doesn't open. Because I broke. It's not. What's wrong with it? Just the handle doesn't.
The handle just broke. Yeah. Recently, we were like, we don't even want to think about this right now. We're planning for the wedding. We'll just do it afterwards.
It was one of those things that everyone tried to make it perfect for us, and at that point, we did not care.
We didn't care.
We were like, let's just leave the car there. And Yeah, they saw all the faults of that car, like on full display, if you know what I mean. Um, so, but I was like, well, it's the bride's car. It's not like it's not the bride's car.
Yeah,
At least it's my car.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm like, let's just leave the car there. He's fine.
Yeah.
And actually, the garage doors there were 3 garage doors. The reception was a remodeled room.
Yeah, it was like an old estate, so they made like different places on the estate new reception halls, and the old garage was like a new reception hall, so they still had the raised doors. It was nice.
Yeah. And so 2 of those doors were shut down with white drapery, which is perfect. So my car was hidden anyway. That was the first thing. The second thing, and I think Soundtracks with Birdman had he been there, he would have been a little bit annoyed. But we entered with the Superman theme.
Yeah, we had the Superman theme playing on the PA as we entered.
And look at that grin on his face.
Look at that grin. Yeah. Look at that beauty.
Oh, thank you.
So we got the Superman theme going on.
We got the Superman theme, and some lady, some relative who would by our standards be a normie, like, oh, that's Star Wars.
No, it's not. It's Superman. Get it right.
They're playing Star Wars.
No, wrong.
Yeah. So.
But we moved right into our first dance after that, and we probably should have thought about this, but her dress has a train on it.
I should have picked up the train.
Well,
we should have.
I think I had mentioned it a little bit before, and you were like, that's too much to think about. I don't want to worry about it.
Then my uncle brought it up after the fact, and I'm like, yeah, if it's common knowledge, I probably should have listened.
Well, it worked, though, because we were dancing, and every time we would get to a turn, the train was like right there at my feet, so I would just kick it. And we, sometimes she would kick it. It worked.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's probably a picture of us kicking it or something at one point.
That would be more video.
Yeah, it'd be more video. I think maybe there you can see her kicking it a little bit.
Just a little bit. Yeah, I'm looking down.
So I'll show you the cake topper. Let me get the
cake topper.
You can tell that.
Yes. Oh, that's a good picture.
Yeah,
thank goodness. Really great
picture of the cake topper.
Yeah. So I'll tell the story.
Yeah,
so it's like late the night before. I'm dressing up the reception room, and my father's with me, and he loves Star Wars, and the cake topper is on the table the cake is supposed to be, and I'm like, oh, what the heck? I'm gonna show him this really great cake topper. The silhouette of Han and Leia says, "I love you," and I know it's a perfect cake topper. That looks good. That picture is great, and it's like, here, Dad. And he really liked it. He's like, okay, that's really cool. And then after that, we talked about something else. And for the life of me, I wasn't paying attention where I was putting that cake topper. And I put it with I ended up putting it with all the other decorations I end up not using. And that was the last thought before I fell asleep. Like, what did I do with that cake topper? And that was one of the things that the girls of the catering team was asking, like, where's the cake topper? I'm like, dang it.
Yeah, we parked there.
That was my fault.
As soon as we got there, we're ready to walk down the hill to go in.
And the cake topper's gone.
And she comes up and says, we need to move the car, and where's the cake topper? And you can see in that picture that we purposely had them do the cake very simplistic because we just wanted it sort of black and white within that black silhouette cake topper on top. So without that cake topper, it looked kind of sad. Mm-hmm. But we found it. My mother went and found it. Mm-hmm. So it got on. Everything's good. Mm-hmm. Alec Purdue, thank you for the $5 super chat. So I was about to say, you can't marry the Pruff without a Superman theme or aesthetic added in. Definitely.
We had Superman. We had Star Wars. We had Lord of the Rings. His seating chart is there a picture of the seating chart?
There is.
Because it's so good. Oh, they do have pictures of tables. Mm-hmm. Good. Yeah. Good. Oh, yeah.
I'll show that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did a cool seating chart. I had seen the idea somewhere, and I got a really nice cloth map of Lord of the Rings, Middle Earth, and then I put that in a frame. Come on. And then around it, I put different names of cities and different names of the people who are going to be seated there. So we were Minas Tirith there, Mr. and Mrs. Kreitzer there at Minas Tirith, and different people were at Edoras or Bree or whatever, and that's how they knew where they were sitting. They just went to the table.
There were a lot of older relatives that had no clue what this all meant.
Yeah, what is this?
What's the significance of this map? We'll
Just
tell you later.
Find your name. It's all good. Just find your name. But I want to get to some of the gorgeous photos of my bride here.
Aw,
Because just wow.
you're just showing me off.
Mm-hmm. I guess I can show the I'll show those two.
Yes.
This is Fan Man's speech. Fan Man's speech was awesome. What I loved about it was he really did treat it as though he was doing a monologue on his YouTube channel. He opened it up. He did a top 10 list.
He did the top 10. There were some funny ones, but I felt like there was gonna be some dead space because it's like people
didn't know the references.
They didn't know who he was, like what he did and stuff.
They liked it though. Everybody loved it.
A few of my aunts really liked his humor. They were just laughing.
Yeah.
So I have a really sweet blonde aunt from the South. We call her Posh Spice because like she's posh a little bit, but she's really sweet. And sometimes before she laughs, she'll just have this kind of face, like, and then they'll just start laughing. So the ladies got his humor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And my family just couldn't get enough of him, man. They thought he was the funniest thing ever. So here he is delivering his speech, and there we are cracking up at it.
Yeah, I laughed a lot. Like I have a loud laugh too.
It was good. It
Yeah.
was good. And the toast.
Mm.
Oh, and here comes the cake cutting.
Let's do the cake cutting. Yep.
So all this is going great. We cut the cake. It's all fine. And then I feed her a piece, and that goes fine.
No.
Wait,
first of all,
it was a little bit.
Okay, so it was almost fine, but basically he just gave me a fork full of frosting.
Well, you can see right there in the cake, we were going to save the top tier because you're supposed to freeze that and have it for your first year anniversary. And I didn't want to go all the way into the bottom and like cut out a piece from the under the cake or something, because we had like sheet cake for everybody else. This was just our little thing. And but that thick of where I'm cutting there, it is just pretty much all cream cheese frosting. So I gave it to her.
A lot of there was like a few bits of red of the red velvet cake, and then it was all cream. Yeah.
But then it was her turn to serve me, and she got me back.
Yeah. No, not intentionally. Yeah.
She went to, instead of putting the fork straight into my mouth, she like had it sideways, and it was like, and I was really awkwardly trying to, it's like, what is, and then it was spilling down, and
I thought I was proud that I was giving you a good piece, and I was trying to feed you, and then all of a sudden I didn't even realize I turned the fork sideways, and I'm like, I could be gouging his tongue right now.
I was like, what was that?
Yeah.
She said, sorry for trying to kill you.
There's a go to the next one because it looked like you were mad at me.
Oh yeah. I walked over and I got a napkin to wipe my mouth. Then I went back and kissed her on the forehead, and she leaned in, and it does caught me like I'm saying, I'm not. So yeah, it was good. Now we got just a couple of wonderful pictures to show you. But hope you guys are enjoying our little walk down memory lane. Good to see Leah plus size here. Sungraver says the wedding dress remind me of Sue Storm's wedding dress in the Silver Surfer movie.
That's a compliment.
I never thought about that, but you're right. Studio Super's here. Good to see you. Lister says, if you ever get married, I want the 1986 Transformers soundtrack. If I ever get married, I want the 1986 Transformers soundtrack to be played in the background. Just maybe don't do Dare to Be Stupid while she's walking down the aisle. That might be a little awkward.
Oh, we just had the greatest pianist.
Yeah, she was great.
Wonderful keyboard player, professional, and the music was gorgeous. And then we just did a playlist, and people were complimenting on the playlist. And they weren't complimenting on my PA system,
but it did wonderfully.
But it was wonderful.
Yep.
Yeah.
Spidey Rules said, did Fan Man behave during the speech? He did. He had a wonderful speech. We got it videoed, and he just great. Could not have asked for a better speech. He included Al.
Go ahead.
And my mom was like, hi, Al. And everybody was like saying hi to Al over it and everything.
Oh, where's this going? Okay. Sorry. Pulling this. You know what? If Fan Man's still listening, I didn't cry at all during the wedding. I teared up during his speech.
Yeah.
It was a good speech. Yep. It was good.
It was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good photo. Good photo, good speech, good time. So yeah, then there's just a bunch of wonderful pictures of us. Look at her, just so gorgeous. Just wow. Just wow.
I have to listen to this 24/7.
I know. You poor thing. You poor thing.
That's good color.
Yeah, look at that. Just Wow.
This is the first time I've seen this. Good take on the fall pictures. Yep.
Yeah, because it started changing the season around here a little late.
But you know what's happening?
What?
The leaves are falling now.
Yeah, now they're falling.
And so we did it just in time. It was not too green, enough orange, enough yellows, enough reds. And then like now it's been 2 weeks and the leaves are already falling pretty fast.
Yeah, they're going.
So we got the colors just right.
Yep. So yeah, if you want me to share anything else, I will. But otherwise,
sure. No.
Yeah. Dr. Y for $5. Thank you. So with y'all's marriage, does this mean the Geek Stooges are now the Fantastic Four? That's another iteration. There'll always be the Geek Stooges. The guys are always,
three.
Guys will always do their thing.
I'm not butting in there. I don't want to mess up the trio.
But if we were the Geek Fantastic Four, I guess that would have to make me Mr. Fantastic and you Sue. And then what's is Fan Man, Johnny Storm, and Al the Thing? I think that would be that would be Thing.
The Thing. How'd you convert his name to the Thing?
Al knows. I'll find a way. He said, Al says, so Professor Geek, tell us what you really think of her. I can't stop. She's just so gorgeous.
I know. I won't get tired of it.
No.
That's a thing for you gentlemen out there. Is like if you really want to get a woman, like you have your sights on a lady, just be so verbal on how much you think she's beautiful, how much you appreciate her,
but not in a creepy way.
Not in a creepy way.
Not obviously, until you met
her. Obviously, we were friends before that. But no, I mean after the dating phase.
We joke because when she was first commenting on my channel, and I had first kind of taken notice of her, somebody in the chat, because I was calling, I was like, oh yeah, and here's Sound Engraver. She's got a really great channel. Check her out. And somebody in the chat checked out her channel and said, wow, she's so pretty or whatever. And it was like a super chat. And I was playing it cool at that point. I was like, oh yeah, no, she's very pretty. Yes, she is. And just moving on, because you can't let them know you're interested right away. Then they,
like
got to let the mystery.
Yeah, you have to. So for guys, just make sure that she knows you're somewhat aware of her. Don't compliment her too much. I've had many, well, not many, but a handful of gentlemen in the past like go crazy, like overdrive of compliments, and it's like okay, but
don't seem desperate.
Yeah. And then like when you marry her, then you can compliment her all, and that's probably best for the best of the marriage. Yeah. And then ladies out there too, you have to be verbal about how you respect and admire and think they're the best man in the whole world.
We're experts. We've been married a whole week.
A whole week and 3 or 4 days.
Yeah. Fan-Man said, if you guys want to post the toast on the Prof Engraver channel, it's all yours. That's awesome. Yeah, we'll have to post the toast. I'll check. Yeah, that'd be great. We'll have to post that. Edit it down. Make sure.
Yes.
No, edit it down by means of framing. Make sure there's not like showing a bunch of family or anything. But yeah, that'd be great. Divinatal Kayan, so my parents are in their 60s and been married since the 20s. Dad still calls my mother gorgeous.
Aww.
As he should. Spuddy Girl says, not in a creepy way. Oh, so that's why I had the cops called on me. Oh, Al's got the names here. Professor Fantastic, Susan Sound, nice. Fanning the Flames, and the Big Thing. There we go, for Big Al. Yeah, see, I knew Al would figure it out.
There you go.
He'd get it.
There you go.
Good to see you there, AL. Always weird, AL with Al.
I can tell the difference.
Oh, yeah. I mean, different there. Owen Lister says, you'd be the Dr. Doom of your Fantastic Four. Oh, who'd be the Dr. Doom of your Fantastic Four? My suggestions, Dave Filoni, Bob Iger, Dan DiDio, J.J. Abrams, or even Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah.
Whole rogues gallery.
Yeah. Yeah. So as far as like post-wedding things, it's been, I think you've been taking it a little bit easier, but as far as like being tired after all of that, because we're homebodies.
Yeah.
And so we were there were a few things that I really learned like in hindsight, with the wedding planning. And one of those things was that on the one hand, the bride is at the center of the attention, which I don't care to be. I actually like to blend in with the crowd. And the other thing too is, as a bride, you don't have time to visit people you haven't seen in like 15 years.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was actually kind of a hard thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
I was seeing all these people I hadn't seen in years. And we just pick it right back up. You know, it's like, oh, so wonderful. And then I was like, oh, I got to talk to the other people. In fact, I didn't really get to talk to your family that I don't know that well because I hadn't seen my family in like 15 years.
I think no one really expected us though to be too social with that. But yeah, our families are very different. Her family lives all across the United States.
Yep.
Doesn't even talk all that much, but as soon as they get together, they pick it up like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
A lot of my family lives pretty close together, but we just don't talk to each other. Like I get invited a lot more people in my family, but I have nothing against. I love them and everybody, I just don't hang out with them all that much, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, well, I can only pay for so many people coming to guests.
Yeah.
Dan Pittman says our Dr. Doom is Goiter, Dave Goiter. Or Goyer, is it?
Oh yeah. Oh, Fanman. By the way, like I don't know if you were, if you knew anything about the Isaac Asimov Foundation adaptation. It's garbage, like all the other IP adaptations. But David Goyer is like one of the main guys behind.
He is.
Yeah, he is.
Wow.
He's one of like 3 screenwriters or producers behind it. So
makes total sense.
So that's why Asimov adaptation is horrible.
Yeah, yeah. Dan Dumio instead of Didio. Nice. AL says, my parents have been married for over 50 years. My mom passed away this January, and my dad still asks for her. Oh, dementia.
Oh.
Not to be a downer, but to show that love doesn't end when life is over. Yeah, thanks for the downer, AL. But you are right. Love never ends. Very true. What was I going to say before AL stole the stage with that great story?
I was just kind of thinking she reminded me of something. Oh yeah, we saw something recently in Stargate where Teal'c's kind of fling. What was her name? Shyok or something like that. Something like that.
And priestess.
Yeah, and she believed her Goa'uld symbiote could be redeemed. And spoilers, after he is released from her womb and takes over another being, the being kind of takes her, like kills her. Teal'c is, of course, so distraught by this, and then he talks in his language, and Daniel Jackson translates, "Not in death." What is it? Does our love doesn't die in death, or something like that?
Our love does not die in this death, or something like that. Yeah.
So I like that's pretty much.
Yep, that was sweet. We are really enjoying Stargate. Sound Engraver doesn't like to binge watch all that much. You can only handle like an episode or 2 at a time, usually. But we got through like 11 episodes.
But on our honeymoon, we got through. Yeah. We were watching 2 to 3 episodes a night.
Yeah,
it was perfect.
Because we got a nice house that was near all this historical stuff we wanted to see, but we also wanted just so we could just crash at the house too and stay in. And it was
a nice house.
Yeah, got through a nice.
Like by nights, it was just perfect. It was the right size, and it had everything. Yeah. Yeah.
SG1 is amazing, Astro Squirrel. Thank you. It's so rare that I find other people that like want to geek out about SG1. Al's seen it, but Al doesn't really talk about it all that much. Just whatever. Fanman's not seen it. He will love it when he watches it. But yeah, not a lot of people just want to geek out about SG1. I really have to say, and I'm not saying it's the best, but it's if you had to pin me down and tell me you must pick your favorite sci-fi TV series, it would definitely be SG1. And I know Trekkies would lose their mind at that. But I love the original series. Original series is great, Star Trek. But SG1 is just so magical. It's so well done. The characterization, the writing, just so good. So good.
Big Al does say, I love SG1.
He loves the first 8 seasons anyway. As soon as you change something up, Al doesn't like it anymore.
Yeah, and actually, I'm going to clip out I had a segment on my stream from Sunday talking about Daniel Jackson.
That's right.
And I'd actually like to clip that out and just talk about how significant a character he is.
Writing the teacher. That was good.
The teacher character. Yep. Writing the teacher. Because I think that's really important.
Did that well.
So, yeah, but it's good to be done. And there are a lot of, well, not that much, but still some house projects over the year or so. But it's good to just get back to the routine. Yeah,
we do have a lot more house renovations to do and everything now. But I said, Treks are losing their mind. And Fanman said, I just lost my mind. Yes, Dr. Y. Stargate is the show with MacGyver. but he'll always be O'Neill to me. I love MacGyver growing up. Don't get me wrong, that was great.
Oh, that's MacGyver?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
O'Neill was MacGyver back in the day. Well, I remember watching SG-1 with my dad. It was weird seeing MacGyver with the gun. He's a great O'Neill. He really just took the character. I mean, Kurt Russell did a great job with the character in the film, but Richard Dean Anderson really opened the character up, for a series. It was wonderful.
And my my first impression of going into the Stargate series was, well, James Spader is Daniel Jackson. He's Dr. Jackson, because he actually, for the movie, he did a very good job.
He was a wonderful Daniel Jackson in the film.
Wonderful Daniel Jackson. And so I'm like, I don't know if an actor can replace that. And Shanks.
Michael Shanks.
Michael Shanks is perfect.
Yeah.
Like, just he has the twitchiness, the quirks, and he and Richard Dean Anderson are just great as like these kind of brothers that like get into little tiffs. It's little tiffs.
Daniel,
Jack. Yeah. And then Teal'c, we were talking about how the names are very different. Teal'c will call Jack O'Neill just O'Neill.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel will call Jack O'Neill Jack, and then Samantha Carter will call Jack Sir or Colonel, because that's the rank of the military. It's just very interesting. It's just always a little nuances and stuff.
We just watched that episode
in the middle of my backswing. That was hilarious. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't like time loops or temporal loops or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I don't like that as an idea in science fiction. I feel like I've seen boring renditions of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna like this. I'm born a time loop, and then it was really funny.
Yeah,
it was very well done.
They did it so well.
Yeah,
so well. Yeah, Spader is a great actor, fam, and I agree. The cool thing about the series is it's not like Michael Shanks or Richard Dean Anderson are trying to like up Kurt Russell or James Spader. But I mean, as you know, you got characters in a movie, they have to be played a certain way for a film. If you're going to do a series, they have to be opened up and played in advance a little bit more. What's interesting, Michael Shanks started the series really doing a James Spader impersonation. I mean, just had it down.
Yeah.
But as Daniel Jackson goes through some things in the series, you would expect him to develop or grow a little bit more, and Shanks has got that kind of nicely done.
Yeah, good stuff. We might be losing some people just talking about Stargate, though,
Sorry.
the whole time.
Geeking out. Geek out about Stargate. We can talk about other things if you guys want. Tom Spiegel says, you haven't seen time used creatively until you've seen any Doctor Who written by Stephen Moffat.
Fair enough. I don't know about Stephen Moffat.
Stephen Moffat's a great writer. I'm not a Doctor Who fan just because it never appealed to me, but Stephen Moffat can write amazing stuff. I loved Jekyll. It was a miniseries on the BBC that you might see. Stephen Nesbitt played Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. It was like a modern day telling. It was so good. I was so mad that they ended it sort of on a cliffhanger, but didn't go back to it. But that was really good. That was my first encounter with Stephen Moffat. And of course, he had done some of the comedies on BBC and stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I will say one thing before I forget, like just on wedding and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, at least for the bride, at least it's taken me like 1 to 2 weeks just to kind of like decompress, like the brain. So let's talk about the brain on if you do your own wedding. Like if you have a big thing where you have other people paying for your wedding, maybe you have parents paying for your wedding or other family members, and they can hire a coordinator. That's awesome.
That's great.
But if you are doing it by yourself, and first of all, Prof was just amazing. He did, I'm sure, 70% of the whole thing.
Oh, no.
I'll say 65.
I got a lot of vendors in order, but Sound Engraver has got a very specific aesthetic. She likes things to look a certain way. So I left that all to her, and she had it looking beautifully.
So I will say this. Gentlemen, you guys out there listening, and if you got like a lady that you'd like to marry, she can be the most chill girl. She can take things, like water off a duck's back. She can take things with a amount of grace and kindness and all of that. And even so, she in all of it, she can still be gracious. But I tell you what, she will have so much on her mind, and I hate detail. I'm so bad with detail. Now I'm a hard worker and I can focus on like one specific project at a time. But toward the end, like the last couple days, especially the last day before getting married. I remember my sister. She was she asked me a question. She's like, Michelle, what about this? And I'm like, cross that bridge when we get there, because your brain, at least for the woman, so like whoever you want to marry, just remember you're going to go into this without a coordinator. You're going to go into this like she might not actually have the brain capacity, that storage space to store every single detail.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of things that I missed that I'm like, oh, that could have been good. Oh, why didn't I think of that?
It's all good. It was a beautiful wedding. Wouldn't change a thing.
Think you can do me a favor?
Yeah.
Would you be able to grab me a bottle of water?
Water? Yes, I can do that. But I will also take the camera off because I'm in my pajama bottoms. And
okay.
You guys need to see that.
Yeah. That's why I actually asked you. Hey, it's Wolfton.
Yeah, hey, Wolfton.
Hey, Wolfton, how are you? Now, let's see if we could read. AL says my hubby planned our whole wedding. So AL's hubby planned the whole wedding. I just picked my dress. I hate details too. Yeah, I feel like we have a lot in common, probably, AL. And I think we lost about 50 people when we started talking about Stargate.
That's okay. They just don't know what's good. Stargate, it's fine. It's all good. They just want to see the wedding pictures. That's all. They left when I said that I like Stargate more than Star Trek. I don't dislike Star Trek, and I'm not saying that it's objectively better. I'm just saying I had to pick a favorite. Love my Stargate SG-1.
I'll have to watch Star Trek soon, but later.
Fan Man reminded me that once we watch the original series, we'll have to watch the animated series too.
Oh,
before
okay.
we move on to like Trek Continues and stuff. Fan Man's got a whole list for us.
I'm kind of only interested right now, at least, in the original series.
Yeah, me too. And just the things that go with the original series. Yeah.
I was wondering if there was any pictures of my sister.
Yeah.
If people can see.
I didn't know if you wanted to show family.
I have no idea if there's a good picture. If there's not, then we'll see. But
there's a great pictures of you and her.
Like
in front of the which one?
Well, I like the one with the firewood and stuff.
Oh,
There's a lot of good. She did great.
She did She took a lot of great photos.
Holy cow!
I was definitely happy with her photos there.
Dang.
Let me go back to the ones after the ceremony, and there's one of you and her, and then of course there's some with her all over the place too. Yeah, one of these.
Not that one, but when we're staring at each other.
That one?
Actually, no. I feel like I wanted to find something that like made us look similar, but
how about that one? No.
No. We'll have to see another time.
Her sister's a twin.
But as you get older, like she's had 2 babies just recently, so you do look a little bit different.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
It's it was weird though, because I've seen pictures of her and pictures of your sister she doesn't look anything like you. We've even had a Zoom call with her and her husband, and I could see some similarities, but they just look more like sisters. But when I saw her in person, I was like, that's weird. And
my hairstylist who did my hair, my sister opened the door to the house and she's like, "Oh, you're looking for the bride." And the hairstylist is like, "Aren't you the bride?" And because she thought, "No, I'm her sister." And so there were some of my friends from North Carolina who thought, "Your sister, you guys have the same mannerisms. It's like talking to you." I'm like, "Really?" It's like, yeah.
Andre Hernandez for a $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. We are going to wrap up here soon, but thoughts on Johnny Depp's Sleepy Hollow? Recommended? Is it faithful adaptation like LOTR or a deconstruction of the source material like Man of Steel? I love Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow with Johnny Depp. It's not a faithful interpretation of the story, but it didn't try to be. It never wanted to be. The thing about Sleepy Hollow is that's been done so many times, and Sleepy Hollow is already ingrained in culture. It's not really like it was a short story. It was a parody. It was a satire. So you really can't do a feature-length film of a satire short story. Now, Washington Irving imbued so many great things with that. The character of Ichabod Crane, the Headless Horseman or whatever, that they've become part of our cultural mythos. But what Tim Burton did, which was so great, it was that he made a parody of horror films with Sleepy Hollow. It's really kind of funny. He also built a lot of artistic stuff in there. There's a lot of themes about head versus heart, science versus magic, and it's really good. Christina Ricci, all the usual.
That's not surprising.
Yeah, all the usual Tim Burton cast. With Jeffrey Willard, and Christopher Lee is even in it, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, he has a cameo. He did a lot of cameos for Tim Burton films there for a while. But yeah, definitely recommend it. It's not a faithful adaptation, but it's not supposed to be. Definitely recommend. Yeah, Al likes it too. Al and I did a rewatch on my channel when I was doing all the Sleepy Hollow incarnations and talking about those. We did a rewatch. It was good. Sleepy Hollow is almost as iconic as Dracula. You're right, Fazocchio. In fact, I've been looking at doing some podcasts. You know, I was talking, this can be kind of as we wrap up here, but I was talking about doing, you got me into doing online classes or thinking about online classes. And I love the idea. But as I was looking at planning them, I thought, maybe doing a podcast first would be a good transition for me to get to the online classes. Because I saw some podcasts, like scholarly podcasts that were on Audible that you could buy. And I think that might be a good transition for me, just organizing the online class. Because it's not, I teach classes, but I can't require you to write a paper in an online course, Plus, they're supposed to be done just where they can kind of take care of themselves. You record them and they're just over there like evergreen income or something. It's not something that you're checking and getting back to students on about. So it's,
I'd be very interested in doing with violin. Violin is a little bit easier to do in an online class because the person is paying for your class, your instruction, and seeing results if they keep practicing what your instruction is asking them to apply.
Yeah. Online courses in the future, they'll be coming. But yeah, the reason I got into that was Sleepy Hollow or Dracula, those kind of themes, especially right now for Halloween. I've been thinking about stuff like that.
Sorry, if I'm leaning this way, guys, the microphone is blocking the chat, so I'm like looking through.
I can try and move that.
That's better, as long as the audio is fine.
Well, we can still be heard. I think people can still hear us. Dr. Weiss's head versus heart. See what you did there. It's really funny. I was telling my students when I taught that class. I taught a class called the American Ghost Story, and we looked at Sleepy Hollow, and we looked at all the iterations of Sleepy Hollow, like the major ones in our culture. And we watched and analyzed Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow movie. And it's so funny, the head imagery at first. It's like you go in and you see like antlers are on these pikes, the guy gets beheaded. Then you see a deer head on the wall. The guy goes up on the porch and a couple are necking in the corner. It's just like over and over. He's really over the top of the head versus heart imagery. So it was good. Whoa, Ed Starr. Thank you, sir, for $20. Very nice of you. It ain't Halloween without an invasion from Mars. Yeah, Tim Burton's Invasion from Mars. That was a great one, too. Yeah. Are you talking about Tim Burton's or are you talking about War of the Worlds? Either way, both good stuff.
I'll have to watch that.
Yeah.
Not well, maybe Tim Burton, but just War of the Worlds anyway.
Classic one, yeah.
Yep.
All right. The Imaginative Hobbyist says, what are your thoughts on Disney fan theory that Jack Skellington was the Headless Horseman from the Disney cartoon? I've never heard that. I don't think I'd like that.
You just knowing
the
character and the mythos of the Headless Horseman.
I don't like Jack having a horrific backstory, like him being a character of horror. I think what's so great about Nightmare Before Christmas is, like the song says, that's our job, but we're not mean. Everyone needs a good scare. That's what we're here for. They're not like evil or had an evil past or anything, Both, Ed Starr says. Yes, true. Very true. So anything you want to cover before we wrap it down or wind it down?
I think I'm good.
Good.
You guys have any questions?
Anything as we close out here? Watching. Oh, somebody said something about, and I'm sorry, I don't remember who it was. Said something about Trigun. Yes, I love Trigun. Trigun is great. I stopped watching before like the last 3 episodes of the series because I didn't want to like it to be over, So I need to go back and watch those last 3 episodes. But I was really digging Trigun. Owen Lister said, last super chat for the evening. I always viewed Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow and Batman share the same universe. That's interesting. Yeah, I could see that. It'd be cool because Ichabod Crane comes from New York, but it's like a 1800s New York.
Ooh, yeah.
Or maybe in 1700s. I forget the exact year that's set in, but it's like steampunkish, and stuff. It'd be cool if that New York was Gotham instead of New York. Maybe it. I
would like that.
That's a cool theory.
Yeah.
Andre Hernandez says, "Who is Herbie the Robot for your Fantastic Four?" I don't know. That's a lot of questions. Take some thought. I don't know about that one, Andre. Maybe Al will know. Al knows these things. Dr. Y, thank you so much for the super chat there. Says, every Halloween, my mind focuses on, and then I lost it.
And then you lost it.
My mind focuses on weirdly opposite things, werewolves and War of the Worlds. That's not so opposite. I mean, science fiction versus horror, but they're all Halloween themed.
And also something alien is taking over, maybe on the external, or as far as the werewolf is concerned, the internal.
Yeah. Spidey Rules says, do you have any questions? So when your sister gets hurt, do you feel it? Since you're twins?
I'll tell you a story if you guys want.
Yeah.
It's kind of a scary story, but we were probably 19 or 20 years old, and she was a supervisor at an Auntie Anne's. And one night she was closing the store. I think I went to bed early or something like that. And then I woke up like around midnight, and then she wasn't home, and I thought, well, sometimes she stays late, but I was feeling really scared. And it was before we really had cell phones. I can't remember if I called. I think I called the actual Annie Ann store. Maybe I did call her, like very primitive levels of cell phones at the time. And I was feeling really scared. I just couldn't sleep for like a couple hours, and just maybe praying or something like that. And then she comes home the following morning, like mid-morning, and I'm like, where were you? I was really scared. Did something bad happen? And it turned out that she, on her way to her car, two men were gonna try to jump her and mug her. And so she was gonna run. She ran. They were chasing her, and she was gonna dive into a dumpster to hide. But then a security guard actually found her, and then invited her back into the mall. So she stayed inside the mall the whole night.
Oh wow!
So there sometimes we'll have little telepathic moments, and other times like we'll pick up a conversation like a month. She lives in Idaho, so we're really far apart. But we'll have a conversation, and then we'll talk about like a scene of some random movie or television show. And then we'll say, I was just thinking about that show the other day. So sometimes we'll think of random TV shows from like 20 years ago and think of the exact same episode.
Their brains work together. Sisterly bond.
Yeah.
Big says Danny the Robot instead of Herbie the Robot. Danny, Soundtracks with Birdman. Yep. And we do have to thank Soundtracks with Birdman. Yeah, I was so bummed that he couldn't make it. But he was going to come, but he couldn't find someone to replace him at his job or to cover for him. So because he owns a business and he couldn't get somebody to cover for his work. So that was a bummer that we didn't get to see Birdman there. But one day he comes up for concerts all the time. We will see Birdman one day. Birdman. And I think Alec Purdue had to take off there. Yeah, we're going to take off here in a second too. But
fun fact, I never thought about why he named his channel Soundtracks with Birdman.
Do you get it now?
I finally get it. Because I don't think about his last name that much.
Yeah. It's perfect though, Birdman, yeah.
Yeah.
Owen Lister says, now I want someone to make a fan comic where Tim Burton's Headless Horseman faces Michael Keaton's Batman. The story will be that we're a string of murders involving beheadings. That would be great. I'd love that. Don't get Sam Hamm to write it, please. That'd be great. Eldritch fan, thanks for probably the last super chat of the night here as we wind down. Tuned in. I've never seen you two together before. We've done a few streams together. The one where we announced that we were actually together.
And then the one before that was we had to thank Ryan Johnson for The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Because had it not been for The Last Jedi, Prof wouldn't have done a video that I wouldn't have turned to.
That she hooked her, and then she started coming on my channel. So everybody was mad. They were like, "We're not thanking Ryan Johnson," and we're like, "No, you don't understand. It's a joke, guys."
It was like a Thanksgiving stream too. Like, well, thank you, Ryan Johnson.
So I've never seen you together before. There goes one theory. Congratulations, where they get same person. Buy a latte and share it, and start playing indie games. Thank you so much, Eldritch fan. Appreciate that. Yeah, thank all of you guys so much for hanging out with us a little while tonight, taking some time out of your Halloween. I know a lot of other people got Halloween streams going and everything, so we'll leave you to some of those. But good hanging out with you guys. Any closing words from you?
Nope. I'm what does Carolyn Jones say? Why, thank you all.
There you go. And come back for a stream from me Saturday night, from her Sunday, I'm sure. And until next time, keep enjoying and digging deeper and enjoying Halloween movies that you love.
Bye.